I just can't wait to reveal this garage to you. I just can't believe it's real. Here is the garage that you've been waiting for. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I have a very exciting video about my garage. Let's just get on into it, shall we? As I mentioned previously, some of these clips I'm talking in and some of them I'm just not. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, if I don't end up mentioning something that you're just interested in or whatever, just put your comment down below or your question down below and I'll make sure to come back to you. So these little clips are of all the deliveries that I had. Basically everything came at once, so all of the beams, all the steel, all the structure, all the blocks, all the eaves beams and everything, roof sheets, the whole lot came in one day. And my God, I didn't think that I would have enough room in the garden for all this. But they're the roof sheets. They are so thick with insulation, honestly, I'm so happy with them. They should keep all the warmth in and all the cold out, and I shouldn't get that horrible condensation that normal roof sheets get. So this is my garden looking pretty full, and I couldn't even get my Evo out of the bubble even if I wanted to. So I'm just going to put some music to this and I'm just going to montage a little bit, so enjoy. It is day 12 of the garage build and we have had a success. The holes have been filled, which is just music to my ears because we were waiting 3 days to get concrete to fill in the holes. They've been ready, well, since Monday they've been ready to fill. And we kept getting promised by this concrete guy, yeah, we'll come in tomorrow, and then he never did. But today, it's a big day and they've now been filled, so that's good. It has been a massive heat wave over the UK these past few days. I think it's supposed to still be nice for 2 weeks, which is good because although it did rain for like a second ago, which is why you can see there's surface water on top of it. So it's still supposed to be dry. It's about 25 degrees now and it's like 5:15. But yeah, everything of the building has been delivered. All my beams, eave beams, support bracing, roof sheets, everything has been delivered now. Blocks, everything. So the only thing left to do now is to literally build the building, and it should be up by tomorrow, hopefully, just the outside structure. So that'll be good, and I'll show you around what we've got. There's lots of stuff to see. I'm not sure how this is going to flow from one YouTube video to the next, however, update you guys on what's sort of gone on and what's going on. So as you can tell, we have, well, the structure's up, roof's on, foundations, or trenches are dug for the blocks, and essentially we're just waiting for one, good weather to set my blocks, two, just making sure everything's all good to go, which I'm pretty sure it is all good to go. So I'll show you some close-ups of bits and pieces. So these are my trenches. They run along here, along the back and along the side. In the front here there is no need for a trench because my double door is going there. So what I added at the back, because my garden is a funny shape, I wanted to sort of utilise the space. I've not chosen the best route here. So I wanted to utilise this funny triangle shape that I sort of have at the back here. Now, originally I was just going to have a concreted bit, but then I sort of decided that it would be better if I prepped the area with block, sort of, well, with a trench, with block, so it was already structurally sound in order for me to just build up next year, instead of having to sort of get shovels round the back of the garage. So obviously I have kept a 3-foot gap all the way around, but it's still not ideal to have to get sort of machinery, masonry, all that sort of stuff to the back of the garage to sort this out at a later date. So I thought, why not just prep the area now, so that next year, after winter, I can literally just, the ground's already prepped, I can just block up from there and put a roof on it, because it's going to be sort of a storagey area back here. So I'll have my personnel door on this side, and then yeah, so things can be stored in there, out of the way. All of your painting, welding, sanding, all of that stuff can be kept out there. So the door's going here, so everything can be kept out of the way. But yeah, so I'll still have 3 foot all the way around, so that I have access to the outside of the building. I kind of didn't want to not be able to do that because of maintenance purposes, so that's why that's there. But this is all dug out now and prepped. We walk around here, this is all prepped now, this is all prepped and ready. you got rid of me? Well, you were wrong. Anyway, I thought maybe I should put a few words into this video because we've had a nice little montage there. You've seen the progress sort of happen from ground up, and I just thought I'd probably explain as to, you know, what's gone on, where we're at, because there's a lot of blocks happening now, and it's pretty boring if I just, you know, try and explain the same things. But essentially I have gas, water, and an empty conduit and an Ethernet cable running into the garage, which you can see on the left. So they're all in and ready, and then the strip footings for the block went on top of where they went under the ground and up into the garage. Other things from that are basically just the blocks. The blocks all just get put in from here. And it's essentially just chipping away at them whenever they can, because we did get rained off quite a few odd days, and it was Chris, my builder, who was actually doing all the block work by himself. So everything you see blockwork wise, that's all Chris, and honestly this is on another level. The pointing is, honestly, it's so perfect, and it's a credit to him and his work. It's so neat and tidy. Sometimes I wish I could have kept it just so I could look at how neat it was, but obviously I can't keep a porous block external, because that would just be a nightmare. You probably start to see the progress happening quite quickly now. Just bear in mind that these videos that I took were probably a few days apart. Chris was working his absolute ass off trying to get all this sorted for me, so hats off to him. He honestly did an amazing job, and it shows. So I'll stick some more montagey music on for you. Like I said before, if you have any questions, just leave them down below, because I know I have 100% left like 90% of things out that I probably should have mentioned. But like I say, if you have any questions, just leave them down below, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, enjoy! You can see they've started putting the sand down inside. Now the sand levels off the top of all of your hardcore, so your sand goes down, you then flatten your sand, and then a membrane goes on top. This is what I believe anyway, before your concrete then goes on top of that. Whilst we're here, let's just have a talk about these two pink flags. Now these two pink flags are actually the positioning of my two-post lift. And in this garage, I could only actually fit a short and narrow two-post lift. And with these, as you can see that they were two separate blocks. I'll get back to that as I've spun around. It'll spin back in a minute. Here we are. So they're two separate blocks. Now later on in the build, you'll see that I actually dug up sort of and joined them together, because I was scared that the two separate holes for the thicker concrete, I thought that they had the potential to twist. So that's why in a later clip you'll see that I've dug out sort of a trench to meet the two together. Carrying on with the build, as you can see, the gutters, the huge gutters, have been installed on the roof sheets, because with these industrial style roof sheets and guttering, they attach onto the roof sheets. And as if by magic, look at that. This was an insane moment for me, where the walls are pretty much there, that it looks like a garage. It's coming together. Visually, it looks absolutely insane. With what I'm trying to very poorly show you is that basically the builder couldn't put another layer of block above this last top one that you can see here. So all I'm showing you there instead is they put some sort of cement board, something like that. So that bridged the gap then between the brick and then the start of the roof sheets, because the roof sheets come over and sit over the block. So obviously something needed to sit behind the gutters just to seal that up. And this was the point where you sort of got to see and visualise how much space you're going to actually have inside the garage. It's slowly but surely getting darker and darker in there, because as each block goes on, the less light goes in. And I don't think I ever explained why I didn't actually want any windows in the garage. Basically because every garage that I've been in, if there are windows in it, they've either been boarded up or they've got some sort of prison looking cage on them. Basically, any window and any door is a point of entry into the garage. So I decided to not go for any window roof sheets or any windows. And on that note, I think we should head straight in to a moody montage. To rudely interrupt your lovely montage, but we're at the stage now where I can try and explain more visually about where the two-post lift is going to be. So here we have it. I dug out all of that mortar that you saw in one of the holes, because mortar is not structurally sound. So I dug all that out, and with the builder we both agreed that we'll just dig a full line trench out for the positioning of the two-post lift, so we don't have to worry about anything. It should be fine. This is walking out to that back extension piece now out of the back door, which at a later date, as I've explained before, the blocks that have been set in, I can just build straight off them to build this sort of extension. As agreed with the planning permission, the overall look of the building, it was agreed that it had to have render. So, and block is porous anyway, but what you see here is not what the final sort of look has to look like. It was agreed that it would be rendered, and that's what it will be eventually. And here I'm showing you my brand new doors are bowed. So that's just brilliant, isn't it? There's a literal gap at the top of the door. Now this is a trait with both the doors that I have, it's just that they are at opposite ends of the spectrum, where this one you can see the outside from the top, and the other one you can see the outside from the bottom. So I don't know what's worse, but thanks for that. The couple of £100 doors, and they don't seal properly. But anyway, here's the inside. They've sort of roughly got some of that sand down. You can see where the 2-post lift is going to go. And I believe I'm doing all this video because I think the next day, or potentially very soon, I think the floor was going to be filled. And yeah, I was right. So the next time I filmed, it was when the floor went down. Now this was, eventful, should we say. The renderers came and started doing something. Basically, be all and end all. They did a good job, but I'm not going to recommend them, therefore I'm not going to mention them in this video. They came, they prepped everything, and then they left, and then didn't come back for a few weeks' time. But anyway, let's have a look at this floor, shall we? Because it wasn't the best. So essentially what happened was I work nights, so the external company that came in to do the floor came in, and obviously there's no one there to watch over them. My builder couldn't be there for the day, so they just had full reign, doing what they want, pouring the floor, which didn't turn out amazing. As you can tell in this video, it's lumpy, it's bumpy, it's probably the worst concrete floor I have ever seen in my life. But I told my builder that I was really concerned about it, because obviously the floor is the main part of the garage, okay? You want the floor to be perfect. You don't want any bumps, you don't want any lumps, you want it to be a glass finish. And basically they came and sanded down the top few millimetres of the concrete, which gave it a more flatter and nicer finish, although it would have been amazing if we didn't have to do that. However, we had to, so yeah. And that's just me pointing at the damp patches because there's no render on the garage yet. And that's just basically the rain coming through the mortar from the other side of the blocks. So yeah, this is me just showing you how much smoother it is compared to what it was. And my God, was it awful. But yeah, that's behind us now. It's been rectified, and yeah, it does look good, I must say. But my God, is it dusty? I have been dusting this garage every day since this event, but yeah, I'm just glad that it was able to sort of be rectified. There are still lumps and bumps in there that are just too deep, and there's nothing really that we can do about it, but it's the best condition that it can be, so I've just got to deal with it and hope that the paint that I put on top of it, when I can seal it, will sort of mask some more of them bumps. And this movement joint was cut in by the concrete people after the floor was filled. Now, I don't think that's the way you should do it, but maybe some concrete expert specialist can tell me that that is the way you do it. But I'm pretty sure that it has to go in when you're laying the concrete, because as concrete sets, it expands. And as it sets, if it has nowhere to expand, it will cause internal cracks, and then they'll be there forever. So someone who's a concrete specialist, please enlighten me if I'm wrong or not, but at the end of the day, that's what's happened, and that's what we will have to deal with. On another note, I have lights and sockets and electricity in the garage, and wow, was this an amazing day. As you can tell, I am just buzzing by the fact I have lights, I have power, I can turn everything off, I can isolate it. This was one of the best days. I didn't end up adding too many sockets in because I still essentially don't know where anything's going in this garage, so I only put enough sockets in to be able to trickle charge the cars, and then at a later date I can move the sockets, move the isolators around to wherever they need to be. The main thing was that I had the lights up and they look incredible. I got 8 lights and 2 of them were or are emergency lights, just in case the power goes out and obviously I'm in the garage. I would like to see where I'm going to escape. And I just realised I'm doing a lot of talking on the end of this video, so I hope you're not too bothered about that. However, this is when the renderers finally came back and took a little bit of interest in the garage. Now at this point it's about 0 degrees and at night it's below 0 degrees, but you know what? The renderers know best, obviously. Let's just leave them to it. I used a K-rend, apparently. That's what I asked for anyway, in the lightest colour possible. They started prepping all the walls with the primer stuff, and yeah, they put a cement board in where the beam was, and basically they're getting on with it. And hello, the elephant in the room here, the garage door. I don't know why that just completely skipped my brain before. I have fitted the garage door and oh my god, it's the best thing I have ever seen. This cost me the world and I'm actually so happy that it's in and it's fitted and it works and it's not damaged, because I ordered this garage door so early on into the build and I was so afraid of it being damaged because it got moved from area to area in the garden. Essentially, I'm just super happy that it's fit and it all works. And yeah, the final reveal of the garage is coming next. I just want to say a big thanks to everyone who helped in this build. I couldn't have done it without you. I've left all of the links below who helped out, even the people who took the debris away. You know, you've all been a part of this whole build and I am so grateful for that. I just can't believe it's real. Here is the garage that you've been waiting for.